We see you getting after your fitness goals. But what about those money goals? You can count on Credit Karma for a clear view of your finances and your progress, helping you see results so you can keep checking off those financial personal bests and find your way to money. Progress never felt so good. Download the Intuit Credit Karma app and start achieving your money goals today. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm in the studio today with fan favorite Lori.
Relax.
Fan favorite.
Hi, guys.
You guys have all been saying so many great things, by the way, about Lori, and, well, she's back. She's back in town, and we actually have a really busy work week ahead of us. Press, photo shoots, prepping for the Valley coming soon. I still can't say when it's coming out, but promise, guys, it's going to be good, and I will know soon. So, anyway. Hey, Lori, what's going on?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm good. Today was a good day so far.
I don't know why I'm asking you that, actually, because we've been spending the entire morning together. We actually had a pretty intense morning.
Yeah.
And I know we can't really touch on it right now, but something will be coming out in a couple weeks. And I think, I don't know, I'm excited for people to just hear a side to you that they haven't heard before.
Something that I've been dealing with for a long time, actually, and I think it's kind of nice, but just kind of be open about it. Can we talk about the plane crashes really quick?
Oh, my God.
And not only are the plane crashes, guys, listen, it happened. Another one happened yesterday in Toronto. Lori is feared for her life. She has to fly back to Montreal on the same airline that went down.
There are no words. And I mean, I know we send each other all the time TikToks and Instagram reels of all these plane crashes. And I swear every time before I get on a flight in the past week or two, I text my goodbyes to everybody, my mom, my husband, you, Ryan, Schwartz.
Bury my phone.
I know what I'm supposed to do if something happens to you.
Yes, you just bury me with the phone.
Burn that phone.
I feel like you would be the only one that would survive. And I feel like you'd be in the back of the scene in economy, and you'd be strapped in upside down, like next to the toilet. Like that would happen to you. I saw you on the plane. I think you were coming here. You literally were going through my worst nightmare. My worst nightmare. I
spent the past weekend with Brittany in Canada. We went to Edmonton and Calgary, and she hosted a bunch of events there. And we flew back. Brittany was in business class because she's flown by, the companies that sent her out there. I was in economy, and I'm fine. I own economy. I like economy. I have no problem with economy. You have the problem with economy.
I can't. And I've talked about this many times. I can't do it. Like, it's the one bougie thing that I have. Listen, I'm allowed one bougie thing.
Totally.
I think that, right?
And I've told you before.
You're not a diva.
No, you're easy.
I'm easy. I'm easygoing, like I said. But there's just one thing I can't do is, and now I'm able to afford sitting first class. And that's just what I'm going to do.
You don't afford it. You don't pay for it.
I don't pay for it. But I can afford is it the lifestyle? Like, just the lifestyle I live, I'm allowed to sit first class.
Right.
I'm very blessed by the companies that hire me. They sit me first class. That's the best way to put that.
But yeah, no, what I was going to say, I ended up sitting in economy, which completely fine. I was at a window seat, and there were two women sitting next to me. One of them fell asleep on my leg. And I want to know, what is the proper etiquette? Are you supposed to gently wake them and say, "Excuse me," or just let them sleep on your leg?
Let them sleep on your leg. It's so weird, and it's weird on their part that they're allowing themselves to do this, because this can't be the first time that they've done this. So knowing in your head, I would be utterly aware that I'm not like the fact that you're like, if I touched your elbow, like just tapped it, I would be like, oh my God, I just touched the other person. Like, I would freak out, let alone lay on you.
They were like almost like Siamese cats, that mirror each other. They both at the same time took the trays, put them down like in front of them, and then just both fell asleep on their trays.
Slash leg.
Yeah, and slash my leg was right there, and I was unable to like go to the bathroom, get up for a 4-hour flight. Anyway, I texted you.
I'm like, I felt bad. Like, I would have said, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm paying just as much money as you are. Get the fuck. No, I don't want to say get. Just get up.
Yeah,
get up.
I had said I had texted Jax a video, and I said if this were you,
I would.
The feds would be waiting for him upon discharge of the flight, and he would be, I don't know, sent to a
holding stage,
a holding cell or something.
You know what? If that, and like I said, I told you it happened to me before already. Not as severe as this, but yeah. It is what it is. But hey, listen, getting back to the plane crashes really quick. So, I drive a. But go ahead if you want to tell the story.
Well, I'm
not even going to give. You have a nicer car than I do. I have a stock pickup truck, and it lets me know if I'm going to hit something.
I'm just shook because first it started with the American Airlines flight colliding into the Black Hawk helicopter.
Okay, mind you, this is a helicopter that carries guided missiles.
I don't understand it. This Black Hawk, it has night vision. It has all the technology in the world. And I was telling Jax,
it's like probably a $500,000, whatever, $1 million. I'm sorry, it's a $500 million product, right?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So like my car is just going crazy, beep, 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 where I literally, I hate this car so much because it does this. The second there's like a snowbank an inch away, right? Or there's a car right there. How does a Black Hawk military helicopter not be alerted or anything that there's a commercial airline right in front of them? But I don't want to joke about this. It's extremely, extremely sad.
Right.
It's horrible. I'm so sick for all the people's loved ones and families that have lost. I mean, that entire flight, it was just
I think there's
sickening.
a figure skating team on there.
Yeah, and such young kids. And I mean, that photo, I mean, there's no words. I don't understand how that happened, but they're saying that I think they're still investigating. And apparently, I don't know, the Black Hawk was flying higher than it should have been.
Still, like I said, we both have nice cars. Your car's a lot nicer than mine. Like I said, it beeps if I come even close to a tree. So, let alone a freaking Black Hawk. So again, I don't know.
I don't know. And then, it hit very close to home for me yesterday, that Delta airline that flipped upside down at the Toronto Pearson Airport. You've been to that airport a million times too. Yeah. I mean, I live in Montreal.
And the airport is now shut down.
It's shut down, and thank God I don't think anybody was killed, but there are, I think, 18 injured people. Can you imagine the weight of a plane flipping upside down like that? I can't understand.
All right. Well, moving on from that disaster.
Can we talk about the Valley promo that came out?
What did you think of it?
I think the stylist did you dirty a little bit.
Let me tell you guys what happened here. Okay, so they have color palettes when we do these things. They have a theme. Every season we come out with a new theme. Not we, the producers come out with a new theme or whatever image they want to go for. This, I don't know what you want to call it. This season or whatever, they decided to do kind of like a Miami Palm Springs look in my eyes, right? Well, if you know me at all, I hate color. I don't like it. I've never liked it, and I begged and pleaded not to wear any color. Of course, I lost. If you saw the promo, I was wearing a Hermes, bright orange, rusty, whatever you want to call it, shirt. And I fought them on this. I'm like, please. I got away with wearing a white suit. They wanted me in some magenta thing. And I was like, absolutely not.
You did win in the end because you didn't have to wear. Originally, they wanted you in bright color.
Yes. I'm not a bright color guy. Did I wear a white? It's kind of like a cream suit. Yeah. That's fine. But I begged, can I please just wear a white shirt underneath, or even black? Black with the white suit would have looked very Miami, in my opinion. Then I do the shoot, right? And then they kind of looked back at the promo. They're like, "We're sorry, we didn't listen to you. You're right." I think, because I was just really upset about it. Again, I don't bitch about a lot of things. I just don't like color. How hard is it just to put me in a black or white shirt?
The girls looked phenomenal. I mean, the guys looked great too, but I mean, Brittany literally looked like a live Barbie doll. All the women looked incredible. You look great too. I was just like, that mustard shirt. I don't know.
Great. I look great too. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, and that's exactly what I knew what was going to happen. You know what you look good in. You know, right? What do you wear? You wear all black too. I like black. It just whatever. I was really annoyed. Like It was just such a it bothered me.
Anyway, it looked great.
Yeah.
God,
the promo's good though. It's not bad. I don't know. Now they will be teasing it along until the season starts. So I'm curious the next promo. I'm curious how they're going to do it, how they're going to cut it up, because they obviously till the season goes, they give you a little more, a little more, a little more. So I'm assuming the next promo is going to be coming out in the next couple weeks. So it'll be interesting to see. That was just kind of like the beginning.
I think this is going to be, and obviously I know listeners are going to say I'm biased, but I work with a lot of different clients on a lot of different reality shows. But I want to say I think this season will be the best reality TV I think anybody has ever seen.
Yeah, it's not, well,
it's your real life, obviously, and very hard. But I think, I don't know anybody that has been this raw and honest and open than, and Brittany, really.
This will just go to show you that this show and all the Vanderpump shows have been extremely, extremely real and honest. And if you ever think that this show was scripted, you're out of your freaking mind, because as you will see, it's not great for me. So for me to put my life out there and hopefully I can help somebody out that's been going through what I'm going through, that's all I'd ask. But if you think, if anybody ever thinks this stuff is scripted, they're absolutely crazy.
I don't think they did.
Some
I think
people,
you said that it was one evening when you were just angry about other things, but you touched on that.
I did, and I apologized, and I said I was sorry. It wasn't right. I was just angry at one of the things. I'm like, that's not right. Like, that's not happening.
I remember Ryan and we called you and we're like, why would you even say that? Because you don't believe that.
No, I don't believe it. And I've said it over years. This show is the farthest thing from that. And I was angry at Katie at the time, and I was just like, why? Like, that's...
I don't remember who you were angry at, but you had a moment.
It just seemed very forced to me, and I was like, whatever. But anyway, so the shirt was awful. The promo was good. The season's going to be absolutely bananas, like we just said. So I don't know. There's not much I can get into yet. I really want to give you guys a little more, but as the next couple weeks come out, I will be able to talk a little bit more because, I'm talking about more things as the time goes by before we get to the season. So anyway, I was going to do an Ask Jax 20 questions.
Yeah, that was posted in the Mind of the Man Instagram page and your page,
right.
And we got a ton of questions.
Yeah, so we're going to get into a little bit here. These questions are always fun, and I always get some great ones, and I'm always anxious to answer these. I haven't looked at these yet, so Lori's kind of like, don't look at these. Let's do this off the cuff. So here we go.
All right. Okay, so the first question was...
3 things you can tell us that we don't know about Jax. Well, obviously Lori's honest, so I don't know if I want to hear this.
So, I don't think people know this about you. Have you talked about this yet, that your need for constant noise? Like, you need constant background noise. If there's ever silence, you get incredibly anxious.
And this goes along with my OCD and my anxiety. It's a deal breaker for me. Like, I have to have a fan going, I have a sound machine going, and I have to have friends playing for me to go to sleep. There's no other way. Like, for me, jail wouldn't be hard. The sleeping in silence would be hard. I wouldn't be afraid for my life or anything like that. I'd be afraid of, oh my God, there's going to be complete silence. How am I going to sleep? I can't sleep in silence.
Why would you even think of jail?
Because, I'm trying to think of my worst fear is being somewhere where I can't control
like that.
I can't control the noise. I'm not allowed to have it. Like, I can't even, in my past, if I slept at a girl's house and that's one of the questions. It's always one of the questions. Oh my gosh. Probably one of the main questions when I'm dating or when I'm finding out about something is, do you sleep in this? It's one of the questions. Kind of like, do you smoke?
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker. Do you this? Are you religious? Do you sleep in this? Do you sleep in this peace or quiet, or do you have noise?
You know that psychologically, the need for background noise is apparently a trauma response to abandonment in your childhood.
Well, that's
I read up on that. I know, but that's what they said, that the noise kind of tricks your brain into thinking that you're not alone.
Oh, my mother and father wouldn't leave my sister and I alone. Are you kidding? They were obsessed with us. What would you say are my best qualities and worst qualities? Again, I'm worried about this.
Wait, they asked for 3 things we don't know.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
So that was one.
Okay.
Let me think of another one. I don't think people know you. I think they see you as this alpha male, which you definitely are for sure. but I don't think a lot of people know the side to you that's very sensitive. And you do have a sensitive side. You know, you kind of see like Jax on reality TV and kind of on his Instagram where you're a little bit unhinged, but in real life, he definitely has a more sensitive side. I think you do have some insecurities.
A lot.
Yeah, but I don't think people really realize that or notice that. So
there's nothing attractive about an insecure man, and unfortunately, I'm very insecure.
No, I think it humanizes you because everybody has insecurities. Everyone. All right, what else? I think I've said this before, but you're such a creature of habit. You know, you need to be doing everything the same. You like to wear the same clothes. There was even that time, I think you were wearing that denim button down for
good
months and months and months. And I was like, you need to burn that.
Okay, first of all, I had rotating two. I have two, and I rotate them.
Okay.
So, but yes, there was just when I get hooked on an outfit, I stay on it. And that's just, you know, one of those things.
Also, the Jax's merch.
I wear that.
Wear it all, but you have 100 of those.
But first of all, why would you wear somebody else's brand, such as Nike or whatever? I'm just saying. I'm promoting myself.
Yeah, but you wear it all the time. And you're very lucky, right? You get sent so much clothing from different brands all the time. I remember I made you this huge Abercrombie order.
I can't tell you how much I get all the time, and I have bags and bags and bags of clothes that I get rid of all the time because I wear the same stock T-shirt and jeans. I'm just a guy. I'm like I don't like getting dressed up. It's not my thing. I'll wear a button down if I have to. I'll wear a suit if I have to, as long as it's black.
Right. So what would you say are your best and worst qualities?
Oh, I think people don't know that I know that you're not going to believe this, but I am a pretty caring person, and I would give, the last dollar I have in my pocket if I had to. I am a very sensitive guy, no matter what you say. I know people think I'm such a dick, and I am. I am a dick, and I am an asshole, and I don't have a filter. Yes, I do have those things, but I have other things that I think that are a quality as well. I think.
So, what would your worst quality be?
Oh, there's so many. I can take a pick. My worst qualities, my insecurities. Just my worst qualities are I have a lot of bad habits. I have, like I said, I need the constant need for attention. Filling voids all the time. Insecurities.
Filling voids in unhealthy ways, I guess you're saying.
Yeah, I have a lot of unhealthy qualities.
I mean, you're by far your best quality is you are the funniest person.
I'm pretty funny, but I don't mean to be. I just say a lot of stupid shit.
Exactly. Can we talk about that time? Because I want to say that was the funniest moment. Like I'm talking where you can't breathe, stomach hurting, laughing so hard was with you. I think we were with your friend Dave also and my client Jessica Graff at the time. We were headed to a Cameo event. This was years ago. And
Cameo is an
tell
app.
The story.
Okay,
this was the funniest story.
This just goes to show you that I literally live in my own my own bubble. Like I live in my own world, right? So we went to a party for Cameo. Cameo is an app that a lot of you know about that I'm on actually. So anyway, we went to a party in Beverly Hills. After we left shortly after, we were on our way to Craig's, favorite steakhouse that Lori and I always go to when she's in town. Anyway, on the way to Craig's, I had to cut through a subdivision in Beverly Hills, right? There was a literal standoff. I'm not kidding you when I say standoff. There was probably maybe a dozen to 24 cops, sheriffs with full machine guns, cop cars everywhere, right? And I'm headed towards these people, so I'm going to have to back up and turn around, which frustrates me. So
you roll down your window.
I roll down my window. This cop's literally aiming at the house with a gun. I kid you not, Lori is here. She will vouch for me. They're surrounding this beautiful mansion, and I'm like, I really need to get, excuse me, sir? And they're like, back up, go away. This is like a thing. I'm like, I get it, but I need to get to Craig's, which is probably which is literally down there. And if I back around, I have to go that way. Is there any way I can just cut across? I promise I won't be involved in the standout. Like,
Jess and I'm going to have to tell Jess to listen to this. We were horrified in that moment. I just looked. My face went white, and I was. are you kidding me?
I'm like, listen here. I'm like, me going around the standoff is not going to affect the standoff. Like, the burglar's still going to be there.
He looked the cop dead in the face and said, hey, we got to go right. We need to make a reservation at Craig's. I can't make this up. But anyway, after the fact, I don't know what happened, but
he said no.
I just laugh. We laugh about this for years later.
Mind you, too, there's like helicopters and like, this is a full standoff. And I was just like, well, if I cut through, it's not going to make a big deal. The guy's still going to be in the house. No one's going to die because I'm going around. Okay,
next.
Anyway, so that just goes to say some of the stupid shit
so just such funny moments. I mean, we laugh all the time. Even last night at your bar. I mean, I don't want to get it. He has new terms for everything. Elephantitis. I can't.
Okay, so I thought this girl was attractive. Can I say this? And I'm, I certain things on girls give me the ick, and I thought, I'm like, I'm not really attracted to her ankles. I don't like them. And
I had said to him, that's not nice. Like, you don't need to nitpick on all physical attributes. I find you're very judgmental when it comes to appearance. Even with, myself. Like, you why are you wearing that today? You should be wearing this.
I say that because
I said, excuse me, I'm your publicist.
I know that, but like, I want you to be comfortable.
I'm going to wear what I want to wear.
So I want you to, like, you normally wear, like, you wear your comfortable.
Or you'll see that, First of all,
I'm not trying to come at you for that. I'm like, there's just no need to be so dressy in heels. It's uncomfortable. Why don't you go put your aloe outfit on with your sneakers?
So I said, I'm not going to wear an aloe outfit to go where we're going to do press, right? As a publicist. Anyway, even in Toronto, when we were at that event with Schwartz had come down. We were rushing to go to this event, and Jax looked him up and down and said, are you kidding me, Matt? What are you wearing? Go back upstairs and change. But you were 100% right with that.
He had a sloppy shirt on. It was like his dad's from the 80s. He had corduroys that were wrinkled, high-water pants.
Yeah,
you
were right.
His shoes were untied.
His shoes were untied.
He had socks on with animals on his socks.
With a sweatshirt, with a hoodie.
Half-on sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Tom more than anything, and his style is his style. But, like, listen, there's some times where you just need to kind of dress up a little bit, especially when people are paying money to see you.
Yeah, and then you have Jack standing there, like, looking all suave. His hair's perfect.
You got to give the people what they want, that they're paying for. You got to dress up nice. It's not, you know what? I'm glad I did, because every girl in there was wearing like a skirt and high heels.
Yeah.
Just like,
so your icks, I find, are very much appearance driven.
And it's a shame. It is a shame. But you can't make yourself have different icks. It's like, it bothers me. Like, it just.
It's your icks across the board. Like I said, even with people that, we're not just girls, just people in general, like Schwartz doing something. Ugh, why is he wearing that?
And I'm just being honest, because we all have icks on something. I listen, you need to be initially attracted to the person. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be some things that bother you. There's probably some people that don't like tattoos. There's probably some people that don't like guys with dark hair or whatever. I don't know. It's their ick.
Yeah. I find like hand tattoos are kind of cringe.
Well, I'm sorry that I have them. I'm glad I make you cringe.
I gotta say that.
It's my midlife crisis. Okay, with the hand
definitely.
Tattoos.
I love this question.
I don't like number 3.
I know you don't. You get very defensive, but
okay. And I'm going to hold you. Go ahead and ask it, and I'm going to say,
why do you lie so much? And what was the last lie you told? Be honest.
Okay, go ahead and give me a reason, a time that I was not honest. Go ahead.
At lunch 30 minutes ago, but I'm not going to bring it up.
Okay, so why would you say that then? That's no reason.
Don't get defensive right now.
I don't need to tell you everything. I what do you call it? I don't omit.
Okay,
I omit information.
So
there's things that you don't tell me.
This is where I
omitting information is not lying.
People in our inner circle know that I always call Jax. I refer to him as the master of his craft. He knows how to get around things. Obviously, people watching television, know that he kind of like that. That's a strength of his for sure. But you can't say that you don't.
Do I bend the truth? Absolutely. But blatantly lie? No.
Right. I do think there's a lot of times that you are very honest and you absolutely tell the truth,
now,
for sure.
Going back to the Vanderpump Rules, because the only time people see me kind of bend the truth, which I do and I don't, but if you watch the show, every time I say something, it ends up happening, because I know it's going to happen before it happens. It's my craft. It's my gift. Okay, so when people are like, he's so full of shit, that never happened. Then 2 episodes later, it fucking happens. Why? Because I know ahead before it's going to happen. So I do look like a liar in the beginning, but everything I say always ends up being true. Everything.
Yeah. So, I think anybody that knows you well will say that you definitely, you may even lie about the silliest things that make absolutely no sense, but your rebuttal to that is always, well, I just didn't say the whole truth. But I explained to Jax the other day that lies of omission are still lies.
Well, that's too bad that I'm going to keep doing. There's certain things that people need to know. There's certain people that don't. And you don't need to give everyone the full script. You give them what they need to know, and that's it.
Yeah, well, when you have people like me in your life who call you out on it real fast... Well, you can't lie. You can't lie to certain people. Okay, what was the next question?
4. Do you think you will ever marry again? Would you want more kids? More kids? Absolutely not. Do I think we'll ever marry again? Absolutely not. I will never, ever, ever, ever get married again. And I will never, 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 ever have any more kids. Why? Because I think one is enough. And I love my son so much that I want to shower him with all the love that I have. And I think it's just selfish to have more kids for me. In my opinion, I just don't want any more kids. I just want to take care of my little boy. I want him to live with me forever. I love everything about him. And I just want to shower him, like I said, with all the love that I have.
Okay, so your next question. You have said you have trust issues and don't trust many people. Who is your closest person that you trust the most?
Probably you, Lori, would have to be my number one. I probably trust my sister, obviously my manager, Ryan. I trust Tom Schwartz. For the most part, those are my top ones.
Okay, who in your life would you say knows the real Jax Taylor? Does anybody actually know him?
Probably you, I would say, Ryan, Lori, my sister. I think the same people as who I trust.
Right.
That kind of goes hand in hand, that question.
Well, I would say out of anyone, I think Brittany knows you the best.
I think she knows. Yeah, I think she knows me the best. Yeah, you're right.
She does.
Yeah, I would have to say Brittany. I don't know why.
She would definitely know you more. 10 years. 10 years is a long time.
It is a long time. And you're right. I don't know why I skipped her name. I didn't. Yeah, I was thinking maybe just other than Brittany, maybe. But
right.
Yeah, you're right. Obviously, Brittany for all these.
And for sure, your sister.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Can you imagine growing up as a sibling to Jax Taylor? That must have been so interesting.
We should get her on here.
Yes. I mean, I feel like people would want to know stories about your upbringing. Like, what were you like as a toddler? Her. No, but even a toddler.
I was a good kid. Things went awry when I left home. That's kind of where my parents raised a good kid, and I was a good person. I think I'm a good person now, but I kind of went awry when I left home. You know, you start learning different things. You leave your comfort zone, and you move to New York, you move to Europe, and you start just taking traits on that probably aren't that great. That's what happened. What is my relationship like with Brittany at the moment? Oh, God, that's a loaded question because by the time you get this podcast, it'll probably be different. So right now it's day to day. You know, there's a lot going on with Brittany and I right now. There's a lot of hurt and anger and animosity and resentment. There's just so much. So I think right now I'd have to say the best is just day to day, and I hope it gets better. I really do. Okay, so Lala said on Heather McDonald's podcast recently that I don't help Brittany at all and basically do nothing. She does it all. I have to disagree. Lala has not ever been around in a very, very long time. The only time I've seen her around is at Brittany's birthday party. I don't know why she would say that because it's 100% not true. Right now, I see Cruz every other day. So, 3 to 4 times a week I'm with him. I take him to school. I don't know what else I can do at the moment until the divorce is final, but I see him at least 3 times a week, and I help out as much as I can. I don't understand speaking on other people's kids and people on how Lala doesn't know what's going on behind closed doors. Like she worded it, I basically do nothing. That's what we said, and that's 100% not true. I help as much as I can that Brittany allows me. That's all I can do. I'm the father. She's the mother. She calls the shots. Okay, the next question. Are you purposely portraying yourself a certain way on Instagram? I don't think so. Not at all. How am I? I mean, does everybody portray themselves 100% honest? Probably not. But, I like to, lately I put a lot of inspirational things because I'm going through a lot of things right now. And I'm reading a lot of quotes and I'm reading a lot of, self-help books. And then I also have my OCD book, which is, I've been reading. So, yeah, no, I don't portray myself. I would agree with that. I think a lot of influencers and public figures absolutely do portray themselves and curate themselves in a very, very big way. But I actually think you are 100% yourself on your Instagram, and sometimes too much yourself because we need to log you out of it half the time, right? Yeah. Too honest. I do. My most embarrassing moment you've ever had? Well, I think it's safe to say my sunglasses incident was pretty much up there. The incident that I also feel about is what happened to Brittany and with the faith situation. That was more of an embarrassment. That was a very stupid thing to do. So yeah, those are my two big ones. That was just so silly and so stupid. Do you tend to ignore certain questions you don't want to answer on a Q&A like this? I mean, for the most part, if they're not hurtful, I try to get to as much as possible. I mean, some of these questions right now are difficult to answer. But I mean, if you're coming out to dig at me and hurt me, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. But I know I'm not the only one going through these situations that I'm going through. So if I can answer and help out somebody else, why not? Even if it's hurtful. Your biggest childhood fear and your biggest fear now. My biggest childhood fear was, oh my gosh, I don't know. My biggest fear now.
You said something the other day to me, and it was actually, I was like, wow. And you said it was disappointing.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We were talking about, I can't remember what we were talking about. It's just disappointing my family.
Because I think you think a lot about your dad,
I just
who
my
passed and everything you're going through right now.
Man,
and
they were so conservative, and there's and they were just do everything by the book, never get in trouble, don't make bad decisions. And clearly I've done a lot of that lately, but I grew up just being very, I just wanted to make the right decision. I got in trouble a little bit as a kid, and, they let me know. But, just making my parents proud, that was just... Yeah, that was my biggest fear. And then now, I got a lot right now. I have so many fears right now. I can't even tell you. Just obviously with my divorce, my son, my mental health. There's just a lot, and it happens when you get older.
And I always tell you every day, I tell Jax that he's the one that's in control of everything around him, right?
Yep.
So I know you're so fearful and you get a lot of anxiety, and I think so many people could relate to that.
I think I thrive on chaos. It's just...
Yeah, but I think you could regain that power back by realizing that you're the one in control.
Yeah.
Bad things will only happen if you make poor decisions. So you're the one in control. You have the power.
Do you still talk to Lisa Vanderpump? When was the last time you did? Last time I talked to Lisa Vanderpump was on when we were shooting Vanderpump Rules. I think James was there. I think everybody saw that. No, I don't talk to her anymore. To be honest with you, I don't really take kindly to her. The way she treated Kristen, the things she said about Kristen, her lack of empathy, the way she handled the James and Allie situation. I personally think that was wrong. And Kristen's my dear friend, and the things she said was just not okay. Are you Team Craig or Paige, and your thoughts on that whole thing? Okay, so I don't know the ins and outs, and nobody really does. What you see on TV is not necessarily always the full story. I think Craig, is a good guy from what I know, and I know him a little well. I think Paige is great. I don't know her that well, but I think, what? I think time has passed. I think Craig is going a different direction than Paige is. I honestly think Paige is looking for a little bit more of a bad boy. Kind of somebody to ruffle the feathers a little bit. I don't know if I see Craig. I think Craig wanted the babies. Craig looks like a finance guy. Somebody else said this too. Craig looks like a bank, like a guy who works in a bank. And I feel like he's safe.
But can I ask you something? Because I didn't watch Southern Charm on the earlier seasons. Wasn't Craig kind of like a bad boy at the beginning, and then he kind of changed?
I think so.
Like a party boy, and now I think after being with Paige for a while, now he's...
It also could be a little bit of I think Paige is doing really well right now. Congratulations to her within her podcast and everything. But I think she's doing a little well, and I think she's kind of moving along on a different path. Although Craig's doing very well too with his pillows and the bar and all that stuff. I think they were just going two different directions, which is, it happens.
I have to say, I've been following it online.
People break up. It is what it is.
I got to give her a lot of credit, and I might get some hate for this, but I think it's one of the hardest things to be in a long-term relationship, be in your 30s, I think they're in their 30s, and make the decision to end the relationship. It's a lot of times it's easier to stay in something when you've kind of invested that much time, and they also have that added layer of being in the public eye and getting that scrutiny that comes with breaking up and everything. But she obviously didn't see this as a forever thing, and she broke it off, and respect to her.
I don't think anybody's wrong in the situation. People break up every day. It is what it is. And like I keep saying, it's what it is. But yeah, I think they're just going two different directions. You were painted as a villain on VPR, but Sandoval ended up being the sociopath all along. Did you know that? I knew that Tom had a lot of tendencies. I think we all had a lot of tendencies on Vanderpump. I think some things were just hidden. I think some things were just, not all the way out there. I know I was painted as a villain, but like I said, I wasn't hiding anything. I had no filter. I just didn't care. I just didn't. I was a very different human being. And I think I'm just going to end it this way. I think Tom has gone through enough. I really, really do. I think it's been a couple years now. People need to stop with him. He's gone through hell. And
I think it's a good segue to go to, I know this was like the question at the end, but if you were on season 11 of Vanderpump, do you think things would have gone down differently?
Yes.
And you would have known that Sandoval was cheating with Raquel/Rachel and called it out? Or would you have covered it up?
No, I would have known. I think an idiot could tell what was going on. You watch the show back, you're like, how can you not see what's going on here? I know Tom's been a little bit flirty with everybody, but there's stuff that's too much.
100%. I think the entire season would have been completely different, and I think a lot of the fans were even saying that online. Like, that's why they wanted you back so badly for that season. They wanted Kristen back too for that.
Kristen would have done a number.
Your radar and observations when it comes to, I think, people and situations are dead on. You see things from a mile away.
Yeah.
And you have no problem calling people out on things, so I don't think you would have hit it at all.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know how I would have handled that. There would have been a couple different ways, but it definitely would have turned out different. I felt bad for Schwartz because I feel like Schwartz took the beating that I would have taken. I would have been like, how come you didn't say anything? I just felt like Tom.
No, I think you would have outed it from the beginning and would have been on like Chicago on Broadway or Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my God.
You would have been praised.
Oh, you guys, I auditioned for Dancing with Stars season 4 of Vanderpump.
That is, I can't picture you. I've never seen you dance.
And first of all, I'm going to tell you the whole audition on the way to Disney, because that's where the audition is. I went in there and I'm like, I told Ryan, I don't want to do this. Like, Ryan's my manager, by the way. I told him I don't want to do this. I don't feel comfortable. He's like, just go. You don't have to worry about it. It's fine. They'll just teach you. Even if you get knocked out, you still get a little bit of money and you'll have some fun. I'm like, Ryan, I don't dance. I don't even walk and chew gum at the same time. Like, this is bad. I walked in there. I had zero confidence. I didn't want to be there. Talking in front of a board of all these people from
I don't think I've ever even seen you like sway your hip or like put your arm up in the air.
It just made no sense. But the show was so popular on season 4. They were just like, who can we get from Vanderpump Rules? Let's get Jax. So
right.
Poor Sheena.
People really want to see you on Traitors.
Yeah, I think I would do good on that. I think I would. I don't know. Technically, I was supposed to go on it, and then The Valley was filming because I don't know.
I don't manage that side. I actually don't think you do well at it at all because it requires a very strong social game, and I don't think your social skills are are great.
They're not my social
skills. Your social skills or communication skills.
Did you see me on House of Villains? I lasted 5 minutes, and we all had Johnny Bananas on here.
Right, because it requires strategy to kind of sometimes, You need to, what's the term? Like lay low, and Jax Taylor definitely doesn't know how to lay low. So,
no, you're right.
Have you ever called the paparazzi on yourself?
Freaking ridiculous. Who the heck would do that? I mean, I do know some people who would do that, but like, first of all, they don't leave me alone as it is. I don't have to call them. They're there all the time. They catch me whenever I'm out. So, no, I would never call the paparazzi.
So as your publicist, I'm going to answer this question. Have I contacted paparazzi for other clients in different situations when needed for something? Yes. Never once in all the years that I've worked with Jax or Brittany have we ever contacted the paparazzi.
I wouldn't even know how to contact
And that's another thing. Like, we've said this before, Jax doesn't even know how to post a swipe up link on his Instagram. He doesn't, in all these years, and this is pretty embarrassing for you, but I don't think you've ever responded in an email to me, ever.
No, I don't check my emails.
There's no way that Jax would know how to contact a paparazzi, how to set that up. Absolutely not. But they're on your tail 24/7. Right. I have no clue how they know where you are.
That's so funny you said that about the email. My My accountant just called me the other day. He's like, I emailed you the last 2 weeks. I'm like, can you just text me? And then I get back to him right away. He's like, this is business. I can't just text you things. He needs to go through
If
email.
I ever saw the name Jax Taylor, or I don't know if your email says Jason Couchy, but if I ever saw that in my inbox, I think my heart would fall to the ground. I've never seen it.
So, yeah, like I said, I've never called, and obviously Lori's never called him on me, and like I said, I wouldn't even know how. So, anyway, okay, we've run a little long here, so we're going to continue this on next week because we still have a lot, and I want to get into a few different things next week. So, I want to say thank you guys so much for listening. Lori, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.